Well, good afternoon. I'm Jean Robillard, Vice President for Medical Affairs, and it is really my great pleasure to welcome you to this very special building dedication and ribbon cutting ceremony here at the new UIL Care IRL facility. I'm also pleased that we are able to take a moment and celebrate this important milestone. Countless people contributed to bringing this project to fruition, and I'm quite pleased to see so many of you with us today, and thank you for coming. And that was really an effort by so many people over the last 2 years. Let me take a moment also to start by introducing today's speakers who are joining me here on the podium. First, the Honorable Chuck Grassley, United States Senate. The Honorable Dave Loebsack, United States House of Representatives. From the Board of Regents, Regent Bob Donner. Iowa State Senator Bob Dvorsky. Carlville Mayor Jim Fawcett. University of Iowa President Sally Mason. Interim Carver College of Medicine Dean Donna Hammond. Executive Medical Director for Off-Site Ambulatory Care Program Dr. Rami Boutros. And UI Healthcare Associate Vice President and Chief Executive Officer of the UI Hospital and Clinic, Ken Cates. And we are also joined today by a number of other elected officials and all the representatives and other distinguished guests, and I'd like to ask them to please stand when I call their name. From our federal delegation, I'm pleased to welcome from the office of U.S. Senator Tom Larkin. And we're also pleased that many of our state and local legislators are able to join us. Senator Joe Balcom, Representative Dave Jacoby, Representative Vicki Lansing, and Representative Mary Masher. In addition to Regent Donner, we are delighted to have with us today his distinguished colleague on the Board of Regents, Regent Nicole Carroll and Regent Jack Evans. Please stand. I'd like to have our friends from the city of Coralville, all of whom have been terrific partners with us on this project, to please stand. And they are City Manager Kelly Hayward, Iowa City Coralville Area Convention and Visitor Bureau President Joshua Schamberger, and Iowa City Area Chamber of Commerce President and CEO Nancy Quellhorst. Please stand, please. I would also like to welcome our partners from the outstanding Newman Munson Architect and GE Dunn Construction team. If you will all please stand. Thank you. At last, but certainly not least, I want to acknowledge other members of the university and UI Healthcare's senior leadership who were instrumental in breathing life into this project. And I will mention them and I will ask them to stand at the end. Doug True, Ken Fisher, Keith Carter, Ellen Barron, Chris Miller, Bill Essen, Ann Williamson, Bonnie Wagner, Steve Woodward, and Jennifer Ratner, and other members of the capital management team. Please stand. And although they are no longer with UI Healthcare, I would like to acknowledge also the considerable help of Dr. Paul Rotman and Gordon Williams, who over the last 2 years really were extremely helpful in bringing that to fruition. Now, thank you to all of you. We are here for one simple reason. UI Healthcare is committed to providing the best possible care and service for our patients and families. As I believe most of you know, our main healthcare campus has become congested, with increasingly large number of patients, visitors, and staff coming to the hospital and construction. The primary care and specialty services we will offer at this new site will ultimately help decompress our main medical campus, and it will enhance our ability to provide the best possible experience for our patients as well as for those who work and learn within our walls. This 167,000 square foot building has been designed first and foremost with the needs of patients in mind. In addition to the primary care and specialty services that will be offered, UI Healthcare Iowa River Landing features on-site laboratory and pharmacy facility, the latest in diagnostic and treatment technology, adjacent and free parking for easy access, and other patient-friendly amenity and convenience. Undoubtedly, it will be invaluable resources for meeting the ever-changing healthcare needs of Iowans. It is now my pleasure to now introduce Senator Chuck Grassley. He has been a tremendous supporter of UI Healthcare, and we are honored to have him here today to help us celebrate this exciting step in helping the needs of Iowans. Please join me in welcoming Senator Grassley.
Thank you very much, John, President Mason, congressmen and state legislators, mayor, other officials who are here. It's a pleasure for me to be with you. You probably would expect me to say that it's an honor, but let me tell you what's really an honor that I get so often that I'm not able to satisfy. I get invited to so many things here at the University of Iowa, and my regret and my apology to you is I don't get to very many of them, but thank you for that continued invitation, and I hope they continue, and I hope I'm able to do more of them. I think put pretty simply, a building like this, a facility like this, and more importantly, the people that are going to serve the patients and the residents of Iowa and probably some other places outside of Iowa as well. It's a pretty big deal, particularly it's a big deal as it fits into other things that are going to go on at the University Hospital, and this makes a step towards that. And when I read about the 300,000 clinic visits you expect here, it just seems to me like that's impossible. But obviously I know it's not impossible. And when you have a state-of-the-art facility like this, it fits in so well with what we're proud of in Iowa, and I think we're ranked very high as 4th or 5th in the nation of the delivery of quality health care. And this facility kind of maximizes that to a great extent. But also, we think of hospitals and clinics as dealing just strictly with people's health. But quite obviously, whether you're in Iowa City with a very big facility like this and the university that's, and the hospital that's involved, you know here that that's an economic benefit to this area. But it's also an economic benefit to Iowa as a whole. But more importantly, wherever you go in Iowa and they have hospital crises, or we have problems dealing with public policy on health care, you always hear from the local people how important that hospital or the delivery of health care and the number of doctors you have in a community are important for economic development. So it isn't just for Iowa City, it's for the entire state, and it's wherever health care is a part of, and this is going to be a very major part of it, because as a tertiary facility, as the University Hospital is, you know, it has, it draws from all over the state, and rightly so. And then lastly, because we're such a research-oriented city and a research-oriented university, and particularly in the area of healthcare, this is going to facilitate and lead and lend to that furthering the reputation of the delivery of research as it should be. So for everybody, it's a win-win, and it is a big deal, and I thank you very much for the invitation to be here, and let me congratulate you and all the people that have been introduced that you give credit for being involved in it. I thank you as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Grassley, and it's now my pleasure to introduce the Honorable Dave Loebsack.
Thank you, John. Thank you, Senator and President, all the other elected officials, and the trustees who are here too today. It is great to be here. It's always great to be at the University of Iowa hospitals and clinics, whichever building it is where I am. It's a lot easier for me to get to these buildings now that I live in Iowa City too. It's a great pleasure, obviously, to be representing this community that is UIHC, but also Iowa City, Coralville, the region, all 24 counties, if you will, in this congressional district. But when I'm standing here, I think about a lot of different things. I think about the great health care that the University of Iowa provides, not only here, but I think, as the senator said, across the state of Iowa. I'm a native Iowan. I know how important the University of Iowa is for training professionals, whether it be nurses or MDs or any physical therapists, whatever the case may be, for the state of Iowa, for the country. But in particular, I think it's important for the state of Iowa. And this is a hub, and this is where it emanates from in that sense. So I think about that when I'm standing here. But I also think about the Great Flood of 2008 and how it affected this area right here, right along the river, and how it affected the university, and how we're doing our best to make sure that we can get the right decisions made in Washington, D.C., so that the university can make the kind of comeback that it needs to make, so it can continue its great comeback. This is a part of that, because of the location in no small measure, given the flood and where the flood hit in this particular part of this area, and the river not far away from here. There's a lot going on in this region related to healthcare, obviously, whether it's the Holden Center, whether it's the Children's Center, the Children's Hospital, that will be open in the not too distant future. But this is more than a facility with great folks and great professionals. I think as a symbol of Iowa coming back, of this area coming back from 2008. And all I can say is that I'm going to continue to do everything I can to make sure that continues to happen, and to make sure that this area comes back bigger and better and stronger than it was before, and that Iowa does as well. So thank you so much for having me here today. I really do appreciate it.
Thank you, Congressman Loebsack. Thank you. And now it's my pleasure to welcome Regent Bob Donner.
Thank you, John. Senator Grassley, Congressman Loebsack, President Mason, distinguished colleagues on the Board of Regents, and members of the Iowa General Assembly. The experience that I am having here this afternoon is reminiscent of a couple years ago when I was attending an Iowa Law School commencement, had not looked at the program, and all of a sudden heard my name by the dean at the law school, and found that I was supposed to give a welcome that no one had informed me about. I don't know how much sense those remarks made, and these today may not either, since I didn't know until I walked in that I was going to be performing this in Craig Lang's absence, and I know that he very much wanted to be here and share in this very important occasion of a new trail that has been blazed by U of I healthcare. This is a truly significant event in multiple ways This is certainly going to enhance the ability of this institution to dispense the finest in health care to Iowans and those around our nation and around the world. It represents the largest single expansion beyond what has traditionally been the hospital campus, and is going to provide great benefits to our community in a lessening of congestion, improving accessibility, as well as providing state-of-the-art facilities for the diagnosis and treatment of all of the conditions for which people come to this institution. And I have had the privilege of having some involvement in the planning of this, more from a standpoint of monitoring it as chair of the board's health committee than any active participation, but I know how carefully this has been planned for, and all of the study and attention that has been given to this, and I know that this is going to move UI healthcare one further step into the very front ranks of healthcare institutions in our nation and in our world. So I salute all who've been involved in this process, and we'll look forward to seeing how this comes to maturity as it proceeds with its opening. And it's a great pleasure for me to be here, and glad that you could be present also. Thank you.
Thank you, Regent Donner. We know that we can always count on you.
Thank you.
And now it's my pleasure to introduce State Senator Bob Dvorsky.
Thank you, Senator Grassley, my Congressman loebsack, President Mason, distinguished members of the Iowa General Assembly, members of the Coralville City Council, and all our distinguished guests here. Thank you all. I guess I was going to start with this earlier and say it's a grand day in Coralville. I think I shouldn't be so somber today. This is a wonderful thing for the city and for the whole entire area, and I think people ought to be excited about this. So I am, anyway. And thank you for the opportunity to talk about this. I wanted to just thank a number of people who've been involved in this. This is going to be obviously a state-of-the-art facility, and we're going to offer world-class medicine here. Everyone's talked about that. And that's really important, and we'll continue the tremendous mission that we've done at the University of Iowa Healthcare in the past and the University of Iowa. Anyway, I'd like to thank a number of groups, and I'll start with my friends in the Iowa General Assembly, including our hardworking local delegation as well as everyone else. To actually move these things forward, the legislature actually had to take some positive action to allow more financial flexibility with the Board of Regents to do these things. So we actually did that affirmatively, and Governor Culver signed it, and it has allowed us to move forward with a facility like this. And obviously, it's a state-of-the-art facility, so we made the right decision. I'd like to thank the Iowa Board of Regents and their tremendous leadership in moving this forward. They've done a great job in doing this, and they've done a great job of a visionary, bold program for University of Iowa Healthcare. And in particular, I wanted to thank our two homeboys, Jack Evans and Bob Downer, for their leadership in these areas over all these years. Thank you very much. On to the University of Iowa. I'd like to thank President Mason for her overall tremendous leadership in moving the University of Iowa forward, and actually in some daunting circumstances in 2008, and doing this sort of thing to move everything forward. Also like to thank Vice President Robillard and his visionary leadership of his U of I healthcare team to really move U of I healthcare forward into the top echelon of healthcare in the United States. And they're getting a great position to be available for the Affordable Care Act. So thank you. Last one, but not the least one, I'd like to thank my former colleagues on the Coralville City Council, the current City Council and Mayor, and previous City Councils and Mayors who took a beat-up industrial area, a brownfield area, and turned it into this beautiful Iowa River Landing. And they did it in a bold and innovative way with tremendous dedication and never swerved from their goal. So I'd like to thank them for all their leadership in moving this forward and producing a grand day in Coralville. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Dvorsky. And now it's my pleasure to welcome Coralville Mayor Jim Fawcett, with whom we would not have been able to do this. This has been a tremendous collaboration over the last few years.
Thank you, Dr. Robillard, Senator, President Mason, Congressman, and all the distinguished guests here today. But as Bob says, what a pleasure it is for us to be here today to celebrate this new facility. This is offering the world-class health care in actually a convenient and eye-catching setting right here in Coralville's Iowa River Landing. Congratulations on this exciting milestone in healthcare delivery for the University of Iowa Healthcare. Of course, we are also celebrating another successful partnership between the City of Coralville and the University of Iowa. Long-standing and fruitful partnerships such as ours are built on sound relationships, solid trust, a shared vision, and common values. We are fortunate to have found all of these in our partnership with university, and as a result, we have found great success in our work together. A vision takes a long-term approach, and I credit the Coralville City Council for that. I would like to thank our City Council, Tom Gill, Mitch Gross, Bill Hoft, John Lundell, and Jill Dodds for their commitment to the Iowa River Landing. In fact, Bill Hoft is able to be with us. Bill, would you stand and be recognized as well? But I also want to thank those who served on the council and previously for their commitment and helping get this started many, many years ago. The plan for this area dates back to the 1980s when community leaders envisioned a new gateway for the community along Interstate 80 with improved access, a hotel, conference center to meet the needs of the university and the area businesses, along with a riverfront recreation and entertainment district. Through hard work, persistence, and of course, partnerships, in 2006, we opened the Coralville Marriott Hotel and Conference Center, which was the first phase of the Iowa River Landing development. Since the groundbreaking for this clinic just short of 2 years ago, we've also watched as construction for a brewery, another hotel, and a new department store have taken place in this area. This partnership with University of Iowa Healthcare is an exciting development in the second phase of this development and a most welcome addition to the Iowa River Landing. Our area is synonymous with healthcare and in fact the very best healthcare. We are pleased to be among your partners for UI Healthcare Iowa River Landing and thank you for your partnership and congratulations on this tremendous new patient care facility. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Fawcett. And now it's my pleasure to introduce the President of the University of Iowa, President Sally Mason. And I can tell you, without her support, her tremendous leadership, this would not have happened. Sally.
Thank you, Jean, and thank all of you for joining us this afternoon. It's an honor to share in this wonderful, wonderful opportunity. I have to share Senator Dvorsky's enthusiasm for this. There should be lots more smiles and excitement about what's happening out here. It truly is quite amazing. So today, as we celebrate the opening of this major new healthcare facility, we also thank all of those who have made the Iowa River Landing Clinic possible. I am going to be shamelessly redundant because I do want to thank many people today for their role in this outstanding facility. We've heard from some of these leaders, but I want to thank those who are in attendance with us today. I want to start with my bosses, our Board of Regents. They've been a crucial and supportive partner throughout, and we really couldn't be here without that support. Bob Downer, you did a great job of filling in. Just so you know, poor Craig Lang is home chasing cows that got out. So I've heard a lot of excuses. I'm a teacher, and lots of people have always given me excuses for why they couldn't turn in their exams or papers or whatever, but this is a pretty good one, I have to say. So, Bob, thank you again for filling in. And thank Regent Nicole. Nicole Carroll, I can't tell you what a great thing it is to have you come all the way from Carroll, Iowa, to be with us today. And Jack Evans, thank you, because your steadfast support has been with us from the very beginning, and it's much appreciated. We're also pleased that several staff members from the Board of Regents office have joined us today, and I want to ask them to please stand as a group and be recognized. That would be Marcia Brunson, Tom Evans, Joan Rackey, and Todd Stewart. And let's thank them, too, for being with us today. Now, Senator Bob, as I like to call him, got to represent our local delegation today, but I want to say that all members of the Iowa General Assembly and the governor have been extraordinary in their support and belief in us, and the entire university thanks them for their continued efforts and support. I want to personally thank those legislators who have joined us today. You've heard from Senator Bob Dvorsky, but Representative Dave Jacoby, Representative Vicki Lensing, Representative Mary Masher, Senator Joe Bolcom, and as I mentioned, our steadfast Senator Bob Dvorsky, who just is with us every step along the way. So very pleased for your support. We're also very pleased to have our federal delegation represented here today because their support and help has been so important to the success of our university, and we truly could not be here today without that support. And I think Congressman Loebsack summed up a lot of what we've been dealing with over the last 4 years. While this project is a little different than that, without the support of Senator Grassley, Senator Harkin, and Representative Loebsack, I know that we would not be where we are today. Tom Larkin, thank you for being here on behalf of Senator Harkin. You got to hear from our other two federal elected officials, and even though Senator Harkin was unable to join us in person today, we are honored that he has sent us a letter on this important occasion. And it's a brief letter, I promise you, and I'm going to read it. So it starts, "Dear friends, I will be with you in spirit as you come together Friday to dedicate the magnificent new University of Iowa healthcare facility at Iowa River Landing. This is a giant step forward for UI Healthcare, relieving overcrowding at the main campus. And it is a welcome new addition to the Coralville community, transforming a former brownfield site into a state-of-the-art facility providing world-class primary care. You can be very proud that this new building meets the highest environmental standards and is designed to ensure maximum accessibility. We face so many healthcare challenges in Iowa in the years ahead, including meeting the rapidly expanding needs of the aging baby boom generation. In particular, the rising demand for access to primary care physicians. In addition, a mission near and dear to my heart, we need to speed the transition of our current sick care system into a genuine health care system, one that emphasizes wellness and prevention. I am heartened that the new Coralville Clinic will address all of these needs. I know that you look forward to the first patient visits on Monday, but you deserve to take this day to savor your achievement. I salute all those at UI Healthcare and in the Coralville community whose vision, leadership, and hard work have made this facility possible. Congratulations on a job very well done. With warm regards, Tom Harkin, United States Senator." So please join me once again in thanking all of these public leaders for their hard work on our behalf. Now, as our speakers have already said today, the Iowa River Landing Clinic will contribute to our community, region, and state in many ways. This facility will also be important to fulfilling our university mission. In the realm of service, countless Iowa families will benefit from the care they receive from some of the best doctors, nurses, and healthcare teams in the nation. In the realm of teaching, the healthcare providers of the future will learn here. Those preparing to become nurses and nursing assistants or respiratory therapists, physical therapists, physician's assistants, advanced nurse practitioners, and physicians all will learn and practice the skills they need to provide compassionate and skilled care. And in the realm of research, this will be another UI center where evidence-based guidelines will be developed and used to truly change medicine and change lives. In recent years, sustainability has become an important focus in all areas of our mission. teaching, research, and service. We're literally building sustainability into our bricks and mortar. So we're also very pleased that the environmentally sound features of the Iowa River Landing Clinic contribute to our sustainability commitments. This clinic is also significant to the university as it represents a major off-campus expansion. Moving so many of our clinics out of the main campus hospital has practical benefits, as you've already heard, in relieving congestion in that very busy complex and on that part of our campus. But the IRL clinic also represents an expansion and broadening of our relationships with our local communities and the service that we provide to Iowans. Better health care for our community and for Iowa is our main goal, and this clinic will be a major way to help us achieve it. The Iowa River Landing Clinic shows how the University of Iowa is continuing to deliver on the Iowa Promise. This new facility will not only contribute to economic development in our community and state and the improved health of our state citizens, but it will provide new ways to advance knowledge as well as new ways to apply it through outreach, engagement, and clinical service. These advancements will enhance our ultimate mission, making life better for Iowans, for the nation, and for the world. So once again, thank you for being with us today. We very much appreciate it.
Thank you, President Mason. This clinic that you have here will not have been possible without having the College of Medicine, the practice plan, and the hospital working together, and really together over the last 3 years. And I have now the pleasure to invite here some of the leaders that have made that possible. This morning we were wondering who should speak first. They say, you could speak first, you could speak first. Then I will invite all three of them to come together, and then they can decide who will speak first. Donna Hammond is the acting dean of the College of Medicine, Ken Skate, the CEO of the hospital, and Rami Boutros, the director of this clinic.
You see, I'm joined by two gentlemen because they let me have the microphone first. I stand here as a representative of nearly 1,000 physician faculty who have eagerly awaited today. Under the expert leadership of Dr. Keith Carter, who is professor and head of our Department of Ophthalmology, they have been involved in the planning and the design of this great facility. They have watched it take shape day by day as they've driven by it to work. And now I can tell you that we are ready. On Monday, when the doors open, we will stand there with our staff ready to give you the very best in quality health care that is compassionate and accessible, and to continue our mission of education, not only of our medical students and residents, but of our patients. Thank you.
Well, good afternoon. As you've heard from several others, today marks a truly significant event in the history of UI Healthcare and the University of Iowa Hospitals and Clinics. This clinic is much more than just an aesthetically pleasing building, but in fact a statement of our commitment to patients and their families to ensure they receive the highest quality care, improved access, and an unparalleled patient experience. And I'm extremely grateful that UI Healthcare can provide a facility which can and will meet the expectations of our patients and their families. Now, of course, this facility represents the work of many dedicated people, and I'd like to add my thanks to all those involved in this project for their steadfast vision and support. I also wanted to take a moment just to share that many of the key attributes we've learned as we focused on improving service excellence and with our partnership with Disney have in fact been applied as we planned this new facility. So we can be absolutely positive we achieve our vision for patient-focused care for each patient every time. And now with the support of everyone, we will move forward with our commitment in excellence in patient care and service for patients and families. Dr. Boutros.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Okay, I promise I will make it short, but first it's wonderful to be with all of you to celebrate this day. This is very exciting. Over a year ago, I came from Cleveland to join a new team, and I'm very blessed with having the best talent with me over here. Many of you have contributed to this building to make it happen, to become a reality and a dream come true. On Monday, we open for business, but I think a lot of it, hard work related to all of the people that stand behind me over there and being part of this initiative. It is a beautiful facility, but the main important things of it is the teamwork that we have. And on Monday, we'll have our team, doctors, nurses, technologists, clerks, all of them ready to deliver the best of care. It is about service, about making sure that we have the best and the brightest in this building, as well as ensuring that we have convenience for our patients. Would not have done all this and gone the extra inch for every patient without a great team. We are very blessed with this work, and now it is time to open this building. Few things I would like to add to everybody, but first of all, President Mason, Dr. Robillard, Dr. Hammond, Ken Cates, for giving me the opportunity to really be part of this for the region and allowing me to be here, and for all the team, from my administrative staff to ambulatory care and the doctors who are standing in the back for their support. I think finally it is the medical staff, the nurses, the technologists who will put the spirit in this building on Monday. Thank you so much. Thanks a million for all your help.
Well, thank you to all of you, but we're not done. First of all, I appreciate what Ken, Donna, and Rami have said, because we are really committed to exceed your expectation and to bring the best to the people of Iowa. Now we're done with the official ceremony, and we really have to do the real official one, which is to cut the ribbon. And I believe you have the ribbon. Then we have to come down the podium here, the stage here, and go down and make that official. Yes, everyone.
One, two, three.